In the Final Fantasy trading card game, there are many cards that synergize and combo with each other. So I thought with this video I would like to show you some of the most well-known combos you have to know to not get surprised when playing competitively. Of course, there are many more combos out there. I can't show them off all here in one video, so I chose the most popular and some less popular but also known combos and synergies. So yeah, starting off with a card from Opus 2 that still gets played today. Of course, it's El Cid. Basically, El Cid allows you to damage one active forward your opponent controls and play another 3 CP or less lightning forward at the same time. So we have El Cid and actually many forwards we can use in his combo, but some of the most well known are of course Rigdia and Onion Knight. Why these two? Because Rigdia also damages an active forward, and if that forward happens to be broken that turn, you can also dull another forward. And of course Onion Knight, because he damages an already damaged forward. So combining this combo, you deal 6k damage with El Cid and another 3k with Rigdia, or another 5k with Onion Knight. Besides from the full damage combo, I would call it, you can also play something like, for example, Illuma. If the opponent has a smaller forward with 6k or less power, you can play El Cid. Ideally you would break that forward and have another 3 CP forward for free with haste, which can swing in on the same turn. Next up, something you need to keep an eye on is Fusoya in combination in a water deck. Fusoya alone doesn't sound that strong because it allows you to deal 7k damage, but you also get 1 point of damage. Which actually makes Fusoya viable is that the point of damage you take, if it happens to be an EX burst, that EX burst gets triggered. And to help you set up your EX burst better is this one, Ephemeral Summoner, which allows you to search for one summon and put it on top of your deck, so it's ready to be EX bursted. Yes, you still take 1 point of damage, but the advantage you gain from this is totally worth it. Some summons you could combine this with are these 4. Of course, Famfrit allows you to remove any additional forwards your opponent controls. Kuchulain and Leviathan are also very strong options. And if you really are in need of card, you could also use this with Poo-Poo, but the effect is minimalized with it. You could also use summons of other elements, but of course if you happen to draw those cards normally, then you could only use them for CP. Next up is something that is really popular at the moment, and it is well beloved or well hated in the community. Of course, it's Illuma. You should know this one already from experiencing it or using it yourself, but it's rather simple. Illuma in combination with Cactuar. Basically, you have your Illuma out, you have a Cactuar out, so you use a Cactuar on your own Illuma in order to be able to damage a forward of your opponent by 4000 damage. Having multiple Cactuars, of course, only make it stronger. Yeah. The next combo I want to show you is less popular at the moment, you don't see it very often anymore, but it's still good to know that it exists. Basically, 2 backups, No and Zemus. What's the combo now? First you use Zemus' effect on one of your forwards, which make it unblockable. Then you simply attack with that forward, which is unblockable, which causes No to activate its effect, so you can reactivate the backup of yours. And if you happen to have more forwards on the field, you can use it again, and again, and again. The next combo I want to show you is something that has been found a bit more recently now. It's with the new Yuna L. So, in combination with Astrologian as a backup, you could also use Yule as well if you play the Water Ice variant, but she's not necessary for this to work, so you could also play it with a mono water deck or something else. Just to explain, with Yuna for 0 CP you can once a turn reveal the top card of your deck, and if it happens to be a summon, you could play that summon but by paying the cost. What makes this now more interesting is the fact that you have Astrologian, which says that you have to reveal your top card, and if it's a backup, you can draw that card. So first you reveal your card with Yuna, with that you know what the card is, and if it happens to be backup, you just play Astrologian and draw an additional card. If you happen to have Yule on the field, you could also use her ability first, because her ability says look at the top of your card, it doesn't stay to reveal it. Another pretty cool interaction is between Opus 5 Gabranth and Zodiac. If you look at the bottom text, it says that if you put Gebrand into the break zone, that during that turn the next damage dealt to you becomes 0 instead. And this synergizes well when using Zodiac on multiple targets, because Zodiac deals you 1 point of damage for every forward you break with its effect. But if you use Gebrand effect, all those points of damage you would have taken become 0. Next up is another quick one you surely have seen before. It is Layla and Viking. Nothing much to say about them. You discard your Viking for CP, or you played it before and it got broken and is in your break zone. Then you play Layla, and she allows you to play a Viking of cost 3 or less from your break zone. If you happen to have a Viking in hand, you can paste 2 CP with that Viking and another 2 CP to play her. Then get that same Viking back on the field and draw an additional card. Pretty nice. And the last one to end this video with is Yuna and Chaos Walk Off the Wheel. The first effect from Yuna is not important to this, more like the second one, which says that if a character is put from the field into the break zone, you may remove it from the game instead. And why is that so important for Chaos? Because with this Yuna on the field, you can play Chaos, break one of the forwards of your opponent, and your opponent can't play a new forward from their hand because we remove that forward from the game, so it never lands in the break zone, which doesn't trigger the second part of the effect. And that's all I have for today. I hope you liked it. If you want to support me, you can leave a like, comment down below what are your favorite synergies in the game, or are there some I might have missed that are very important to know? Just tell me in the comments. And if you happen to like what I'm doing here, then please consider subscribing, it helps me a lot. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.